You were a child crawling on your knees towards it, making mama so proud, but your voice is too loud. You like to watch me towards it. What's up, Glitch Dash? What's up, what's up, what's up? Looking forward to October yet? You getting excited yet? I'm getting excited. I know I am. Probably the last blunt I'll be able to smoke with you guys for a while. I'm going to try not to smoke as much after this, but I wanted one more blunt to enjoy with my lovely fans. God, that song is so fucking catchy. What is the topic? Where are you from? I am from Mississippi. Mississippi, kind of Missouri. I grew up between the two places, more or less. What is the topic? The topic is whatever you want it to be. I do put the news stories that I find most interesting on any given night in the title, but we don't necessarily have to talk about those if that's not what folks want to talk about. Them ghost trees, now you gotta be careful. You never know when a ghost tree will start moving and pursuing you. Make sure you guys hit that like button, by the way. It really does help. Every single time you hit that like button is another chance to send the stream out to even more people, which increases the quality of your viewing pleasure by increasing the number of people who can engage with the chat, which is what this is all about. What's the 67 thing mean? What's that? Can someone clue me in? Can someone like go over to Know Your Meme and clue me in? Oh man, people think that dumbasses are as dumbass as them, dude. I may be a dumbass, but I'm not so stupid that I'm gonna believe that some random person in chat with no distinction on their name at all is an AI moderator. Get the fuck out of here. I wasn't born yesterday. The cricket is like nails on a chalkboard. Have none of you guys ever been outside before? Okay, it's a music lyric. Why are you all quoting it at me? I mean, I think that's the real question. I'm gonna be a dumbass, but I'm not stupid. Yeah, exactly. That's my thing. You know, I may be a dumbass, but I'm not completely stupid. Thank you for the $5, Margot. If anybody else wants to super chat, please feel free. It is the best way to make sure your comment gets read and that you get acknowledged as a chatter. I do try to read chats in here. That's the point of the fucking stream. But the only way you can literally make sure that I'll read it is by sending a message that does not violate TOS into my super chat, because that will assure that it gets read. No, I'm not in California. Why California? What is it? Just because I'm a lib? I'm not, but is it because I look like a fucking, crazy lefty? I got like a patch vest on and shit. Gotta be in Cali, right? No, I'm in the deep south. How many likes for guitar playing? If you guys get us up to 40 likes, I'll go break out the guitar. 40 fucking likes. That's how expensive it is tonight. 40 likes, and I will go get my guitar. Are you a Navy SEAL? Fuck no. Do you see how fucking fat I am? You probably can't, honestly, in this light. But I'm a pretty big motherfucker. I'm not like resplendently huge, I'm not fucking quite Shaney for Christ's size, but I'm a pretty big motherfucker. I don't think I would make it a day in the Navy, let alone the SEALs in my current condition. I did want to join the Navy before Trump was elected. I was actually kind of like going down that path, working towards. I'm still working towards losing weight, but I'd been working even harder towards it. And then he won the presidency, and I was like, oh well, okay, there goes that. He's gonna ban trans people from the military. He hadn't even talked about it. Like I think he brought it up once. It had been like an offhanded comment at one Trump rally, but I knew it was going to be policy because it was policy during the fucking 2016 administration. And if you actually look at the current administration, if you actually look at Donald Trump's current administration, it is all continuations and ramping up of things that he was doing in 2016. None of it is surprising in concept. None of it should be surprising in concept. Big old ice raids were happening 2016 to 2020 too. There were just less of them. They were just less visible. Who's that behind you? I have a skinwalker that is a bodyguard, basically. It's Gary. Don't worry about him. Don't worry about Gary, and Gary won't worry about you. How about that? Make sure you guys hit that like button, by the way. If we get up to 40 likes, I'm going to break out my acoustic guitar and we'll play some fucking music by the fireside. But you guys got to get us up to 40 likes. And I would also like to see at least $10 in super chats by that point. I mean, come on. If I'm going to busk for you guys, you might as well put a little money in the hat. Oh my God. I have a question. What's the definition of a woman and a man? Someone who identifies as one. That is the only definition you're honestly going to get that's going to be satisfactory in a way that includes all cisgender women or men too. A more complex definition would be that women and man and woman are both gender terms that we use to describe people based on our perceptions of what they appear to be, and the genitals, we correlate that with them having. So basically, woman is just shorthand for person I assume to have a vagina, and if we're being completely honest, it's shorthand for someone who I assume wants to have a vagina or does have a vagina. Because the fact of it is, there are trans women. Most of you have probably met a trans woman or two. They just pass better than I do. I'm not super terrified of the fact that I don't pass all that well. I don't care. There have been times in my life where I've passed really well. There have been times in my life where it's not as accessible to me. And I honestly think I pass a lot better in the winter because I've got a lot more like gender specific kind of clothing that's meant for cold weather. But in the summer, it is what it is. Boys and girls dress like sluts during the summer, so that alone is no longer enough for people to know. Just because I'm wearing short shorts is no longer enough of a sign for people. Boy Scout geek? This is lace coming out of this vest. This is a homemade vest. Well, it's not homemade completely, but I think it's a Dickies denim shirt, and cut the sleeves off of it, and I've added a bunch of patches to it. You probably can't see a lot of them right now, but this one says die. This one says do no harm, but take no shit. This one's just an apple. We've got We've got a bunch of them over here. I can't read them right now because it's too dark, but you get the idea. You get the idea. So are you a dude? No. What's going on with this letter isn't an old thing? Huh? Man, sometimes chat just does not make any fucking sense. Just so you guys know, if we get to 40 likes, we are going to bust out the acoustic guitar and we are going to make that a part of the stream. In the meantime, hit that like button, send a super chat if you want to make sure your comment gets read or your question gets answered. And yeah, so I wanted to talk a little bit about something today. I was reading the news before I came on, as I customarily do. And I read an interesting article because an interesting piece of news has come out. There was a birthday book Epstein kept. Among the entries in this birthday book was a typewritten readout of a phone conversation or a recorded conversation or something like that between Trump and Epstein. And it was typed on a silhouette. What you can assume by the shape of it is a female silhouette, but with decidedly small breasts. I don't know how Maga is going to spin this any other way. They're probably just going to say, "Oh, it's just supposed to be a petite woman," or "Oh, you can't even tell if that's supposed to be a girl." Sorry, you can. As a chick, like, who honestly, if I lost a bunch of weight, I would have pretty wide hips for someone born assigned male birthright. And as somebody that like loves that feature both on myself and on other people, oh boy, you can tell that is either a twink or a prepubescent or recently pubescent girl. The silhouette of one being depicted on that letter. The text of it is also fucking creepy. The text of it talks about them having some shared interests that they don't want to talk about in direct terms. It's all very, very vague. And combined with the imagery, it's pretty clear what the president was talking to Mr. Epstein about. You see, this is the kind of thing I would think would cause a political shakeup. I may be wrong, but how on earth? Oh, god damn it. I knew I shouldn't have fucking stacked my wood up against this fucking table. Why? Okay, hold on, guys. I don't know what I did here, but for some reason, there we go. For some reason, I could not get that wood to get away from the table without fucking knocking my fucking phone over. Okay. There we go. Yay! This is the kind of thing that I would expect MAGA to account for. I don't know that they're going to, though, because they're currently, like, the fucking vibe right now seems to be cope. How do you guys account for this? So, the Epstein estate gives the United States Congress a book containing a bunch of different little birthday letters and things like that to Jeffrey Epstein. And one of the entries in there is from our president talking about some vague secret. Literally ends with, "May every day be another wonderful secret," and it's on parchment that has been printed with what looks to me like what's supposed to be the silhouette of like a prepubescent or recently pubescent girl. How do you account for this? How do you, like if you're a MAGA person, how are you accounting for this? What is your argument? I'm not seeing any answers. I'm seeing a lot of cope, seeing a lot of shit talk, not seeing a lot of answers. Oh man, L Train, they're just trying to get a rise out of me. What they don't understand is that I've been called way worse by way smarter people, and there's not a goddamn thing anybody on this here internet could ever say. Okay, I'm not gonna say there's a goddamn thing, but there's certainly not a motherfucker in my chat that's gonna raise a welt on my fanny. It's not gonna happen tonight, tomorrow, the next day, anytime on the internet. There are, like, off the top of my head, I can think of probably 2 people that I know for a fact could cut me down to size if they wanted to. Into the fray, Paul Zigo. They could definitely do that, but that's because they fucking know me, you know? In a way none of you guys do. So they could fucking cut me down to size if they wanted to. Outside of that, I mean, maybe some of the people who used to do that kind of blood sports thing, but I really don't think so. I really don't think so, because it takes a fucking lot, and it takes somebody who's really fucking good at it to get under my skin. Simple transphobia is just not going to do it. Never has, never will. I don't know why they bother, but they keep doing it, and you know what? It's all good for engagement. Speaking of engagement, make sure you guys hit that like button. If we get to 40 likes, I'm going to take you guys up to the little office trailer place we got, and I'm going to fucking grab my guitar. We're going to play some tunes next to the fire. We can't be super loud, but we can play some songs. It'll be fun. Feel free to send a super chat. I do read every single one as long as it doesn't violate terms of service. So if you want to add your voice to this conversation in a way that you know you'll be heard, consider sending a super chat. $5 or more and you can send quite a lot. I bet you don't have a good job with insurance. We have to pay for your EBT. No, not on EBT, friend. Everybody in my household works and makes income, including me. So we don't qualify. Isn't it sad how that works, right? This is one of those things that I can't help but see. It's one of those things where I don't think the conservatives have it completely right, but I also can't dismiss it as easily as I can some conservative arguments. Because are there people who just fucking farm whatever little bit of the social safety net still exists in their region? There definitely are. I've met them. That exists, you know? People who are actively shitty and wasteful with the help they receive from the taxpayer. Now, my answer to that is not like reduction in services. My answer is make it universal. Because if you fucking, like, I think it would make up for the economic ineptitude of those people if you also empowered all of us people that are fucking earning income in some way, like actually doing something to earn income, right? It would empower all of us folks that are in that position to do way more in the economy, to buy more, to basically, we get that. That's it, to buy more. Services, goods, all of it. It doesn't matter that they're fucking off, because none of us are going to start fucking off just because we've got EBT now, you know, or whatever the universal food stipend would be called, you know. We've got a universal food stipend. I don't know about you, but I'm not going to stop streaming and making content and making money off of it merely because I start getting enough money to feed myself every month for free. Or not for free, but distributed out of tax, you know? Like, that's, I don't know about you, but like when I worked at Taco Bell, that would not have been enough for me to fucking quit my job. I would have looked at that as a sweet fucking opportunity to eat way better, to eat less meals at work, number one, to eat way better in general, number two, and to have a lot more money to spend on fucking shit that I can't afford when all my income is just going to bills, which is the position most Americans are in that are working. So let's expand these fucking systems so that more fucking people have access. Because I guarantee you, it's not the fucking welfare state that created those people. Before the welfare state, those people were leeching off of you and me directly. Fucking their family members and shit. And there are people like that who still do. So I don't know how conservatives get it in their head that this is some kind of unique problem with the welfare state. When what it is there's just lazy motherfuckers out there, dude. And you're not going to legislate lazy motherfuckers out of existence. I'm sorry, you're just not going to do it. You are never going to write a law that's going to legislate lazy motherfuckers out of existence. You will not do it. Nazi Germany tried it, and there were so many lazy motherfuckers in Nazi Germany. So you're not going to do it. So you might as well figure out ways to actually empower the people who do work to earn a living in some way. Maybe have bigger aspirations than Taco Bell and your perspective will change. That's what I'm saying, is that I have bigger aspirations, but I'm saying that even when I was in a position where I was not working for myself, I still would not have quit that job merely because I got an extra fucking $350 a month or whatever to spend on food, or an extra $150 a month, whatever it would end up being per person per month. It would probably vary on geography. We've hit 41 likes, so I'm going to grab my guitar. That means I have to take you guys with me. So let's go do that real quick. When I fed 5,000 starving people, I accidentally fed a few people who weren't starving. What a waste! I know. That does seem to be the argument, does it not? It's basically, let's not ever help anyone do anything. Let's not make anyone's life easier for any reason, because you might empower a few lazy people. Well, I'm sorry, but I don't find that to be a particularly compelling argument. I guess you could say I'm okay with empowering a few lazy people if it means empowering the rest of us way, way, way more. Imagine what you could do if you had an extra $150 worth of disposable income. Imagine what you could do if you've got overdue bills. That's bills you can catch up on now at a way quicker rate than you could have throwing 20 or 40 bucks every 2 weeks at it, you know? It's a position a lot of people are in. So fucking much this country. Just that alone. Food stipend. Then you start talking about other crazy socialist ideas I got, like universal healthcare. Dude, look at the moon. You know, where the fuck is it? There we go. Look at that moon. Fuck yeah. Good moon. Y'all, I'm having a relatively pain-free day today. It feels great. God, it feels good. Whee! Okay. I also realized I can use this as a shelf, so now I've got some places to put stuff when I'm streaming in here. Isn't that nice? Make sure you guys hit that like button, by the way, merely because we've gotten to the goal. Well, the first like goal doesn't mean that we are done with that like button. So continue hitting it, please, please, please. If we get to 80 likes, I'll tell a random story from my life. And I've had a pretty fucked up, crazy, wild life. Boy, have I ever. Maybe I'll tell you guys a rainbow gathering story. That could be fun. The only way you get to find out is if you get us to 80 likes, though. Dude, there's some coyotes getting fucking stirred up by this train. I can hear them. Fucking coyotes, dude. Oh, I love a coyote, though. Whee! That was fun. Working hard or hardly working? You know the deal. I'll paint you a picture with words I misheard. We still talk like every day. We don't talk in the same way that we used to. I'll move on and forget you. We could never see eye to eye either way. Like her 'cause she's smart, yet strong and independent. Puts me in my place, but I don't know where I stand. That's not my best song. I'm not saying it's my song. I'm just saying it's not my best cover. But dude, that song fucking, it's in my mind lately. Can't imagine why. You sing like a guy. Dude, I sing all kinds of different ways. I don't think I sing particularly masculine, but if you do, what am I supposed to do about that? Change everything about myself to suit your tastes, you know? I always wonder what kind of satisfaction it brings to people who like to bully someone on stream. Like, do you feel cool? Do you feel you brought the good fight? Is it for lonesome enjoyment? I think it's a combination of all three, actually. Listen, I troll sometimes. There's a snarker community that I fucking haunt, you know? A snarker community of a fan community I'm a part of, right? And I haunt that snarker sub and occasionally respond to their bullshit. And then, you know, I lurk for 2 weeks and go on another responding spree. And I like to troll because it's fun for me. Because it is fun for me to engage in a little verbal fencing with somebody, to test my own arguments and everything like that. Now, part of the reason I like doing that is because I genuinely believe the conversation is part of how you change minds, right? Part of how you change a mind is getting people to talk about shit. And part of how you change a mind is having intense conversations, honestly. Most people don't come over merely because they had a long series of drawn out civil conversations. They can, but a lot of times shit's going to get heated, or at the very least, shit's going to get a little bit vitriolic at some point. And you have to be prepared for that, you know? You're on the spectrum, aren't you? How did you know? No, like, the weird thing about me, right, is I've had quite a bit of therapy. Like, yes, I am autistic, but I've had quite a bit of therapy. And at this point, I'm not 100% certain. Like, there's a few things I know that I do that are definitely not things neurotypical people would do. You know, like, most people, if they had some of the coughing fits I've had on stream, they would, like, walk off camera, you know, and mute the stream maybe even. I just do that shit on camera. And, like, logically, there's a part of me that knows, like, that's probably gross to some people. But there's another part of me that's just like, well, fucking, should it really matter if what I'm saying is still true and valid and intelligent? And I'm like, nah. You know, like, and I feel like that is probably an autistic pattern of thought. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe my therapist would disagree with me. But I haven't, you know, been in that kind of therapy since I was in high school, so. Story time. I said 80 likes, not 50 likes. 80 likes. I want y'all to double up the likes. But I owe you guys a song before story time. The question is, which one do I want to play? Do you guys have any requests? I like folk punk. I like I like all kinds of shit. Just start throwing shit out and you might end up landing on something. I feel like it's harder to go, like, it's easier to go down the list of things I don't like. I'm not I can't play any rap songs. I love rap, but I can't play any rap songs because I have not figured out how the fuck it is some people, like Post Malone, can play the guitar and rap at the same time. I'm immensely jealous of that motherfucker for being able to do that, because I try it and I just sound like shit. And eventually the guitar gets out of rhythm, because, like, rap is weird, right? Because, like, there's a cadence to the way you're delivering the lines, but they don't always exactly hit on the same beats every time, you know? And a lot of, like, traditionally sung songs, you know, they have like very definite moments when you can relate what you're singing to what you're playing. I don't know. It just, my brain doesn't comprehend it well. So rap is off the table. And modern country, bro country, not a fan. Don't like it. Don't know any of it. Don't care for any of it. Other than that, just start throwing shit out. The Weight by the band, can't do it. Michael Jackson. I wish I knew some Michael Jackson. The only Michael Jackson song I know, even kind of by heart, is like a song by Committee that he was part of. Hey There Delilah, I can try. Hey there, Delilah, what's it like in New York City? I'm 1,000 miles away, but girl, tonight you look so pretty, yes you do. I feel like that's not the right. Da, 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 da. Yeah, see, okay. I think I know what I was doing wrong there. I don't know if I know the lyrics well enough to do this song any justice, but I can try. Hey there, Delilah, what's it like in New York City? I'm 1,000 miles away, but girl, tonight you look so pretty, yes you do. No, I'm sorry, I don't know the words well enough. I wish I did. Hey, John Dill, I would appreciate it if you would stop casting baseless aspersions like I'm getting government checks, you fucking fat lard. Motherfuckers, dude. They hate us because they ain't us. More requests, more requests. I demand more requests. Yeah, it's okay that your dill is small, John. It's alright. Know anything from the Smiths? No. See, I know a lot of shit, but a lot of shit I know is like I know one song from them. You know, it's like I know "Down Under" by Men at Work, and I know like fucking, you know, "Girls Just Want to Have Fun" by Cyndi Lauper, and like fucking a couple of songs by Weezer, and like one song by fucking Ween. You know, I don't know. I've got like tastes that are really eclectic. I would say most of it lies somewhere in folk punk and like folk music in general, probably. And then I kind of stretch out from that into like rock and as far as stuff I can play, I would say like uh, old 80s kind of pop stuff, a little bit of 90s kind of grunge action slash pop kind of stuff, you know, indie and that kind of like alternative music from the 2000s. I can always hit you there, you know. Disturbed. I can do their cover of Sound of Silence, but that's really like a fucking Simon and Garfunkel song, you know. I can give you the first like couple of lines of Amazing Grace. Amazing Grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. but now I'm found. 'Twas gone, 'twas blind, but now I see. I kind of had to layer on the tremolo there because that's how I always hear it being performed, is with like intense fucking, what is that called? Tremolo? Is that vibrato or tremolo? Will you do this thing with your voice to make it sound so nice? You know, I don't know what that's called. I forget what that's called, but yeah. Can you sing about Trump being dumb? Could I? Yes. Am I? Probably not. Doesn't sound that fun. Okay, well, I'm just gonna play y'all something because, you know, there'll always be another chance for a round of requests after a song. Sweating feelings in our stomachs is liberation or starvation. Oh, okay. I think I can do that with one without screaming. Well, we're kids building models of a world that we might want to live in. We're sorting feelings in our stomachs. Is it liberation or starvation? But have we made it anywhere? Have we made it anywhere at all? If the dishes are never done. If we can't live without dishwashers, how would we live without cops? And so you're asking me, who does the dishes after the revolution? Well, I do my own dishes now, I'll do my own dishes then. You know it's always the ones who don't that ask that fucking question. I don't believe in God, but I'm also not an atheist. Because the universe is chaos, but chaos plays favorites. And you know lately I've been thinking about how I love Jesus. Because Jesus, he was a dirty homeless hippie peace activist. And he said, drop out, find God to anybody who would listen. Turning water into space bags. Turning water into space bags. Turning water into space bags with low lives and anarchists. Go be a crust punk and hop trains. Probably more fun than what you're doing now. I've known enough crust punks that have hopped trains to know that train hopping is widely romanticized. I am very happy that the time I spent on the road was as a rubber tramp. Incredibly happy, you know? Very happy that when I was homeless, I was at the very least housed by a car. I really do think that the people who actually fucking like hop trains and shit are probably the craziest and probably the most badass people who travel. But, you know, they're also the most apt to die in their 20s, so count me out. Play Country Roads if you can. Finally, a request I can fucking do. Almost heaven, West Virginia, Blue Ridge Mountains, Shenandoah River. Life is old there, older than the trees, older than the mountains, growing like a breeze. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home. Country roads, all my memories gather round her. Modest lady, stranger to blue water. Dark and dusty, painted on the sky. Misty taste of moonshine, teardrop in my eye. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home down country roads. I hear her voice in the morning, how she calls me. Radio reminds me of my home far away. And riding down the road, I get a feeling that I should have been home yesterday. Yesterday, country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home down country roads. Country roads take me home to the place I belong. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home down country roads. To finding what makes you happiest. Well, thank you for that. I appreciate the $5. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. I'm sure you won't see this or choose to ignore it, but I'm sorry for what I said. It's late and I've been drinking. Oh, well, you're fine. I didn't even see what you said earlier. So, but dude, you have to understand, I'm like, I'm a trans girl that's been out as trans for 5 years now. Before that, I was like the autistic kid in school. So I've endured a lot of like verbal abuse over the years, and I've gotten really fucking skilled at letting it just roll off my back like water off a duck, to the point where it's actually sometimes like hard to, because I'm the kind of person that actually likes to kind of engaging in that intense verbal conflict, but it's actually kind of hard to find somebody that can actually get my goat, at this point, is what it is. Some Johnny, we're getting some Johnny requests. Send a super chat for attention we all know you crave. Yes, exactly. Exactly. Oh, well, thank you, L Train. Yeah. I mean, I probably do have some crazy old fucking beliefs. I probably do have some crazy old beliefs that the average person probably doesn't agree with me on, but it is what it is. I am proof that you can disagree with a motherfucker and still have a really cool friendship with them, or at least an association or whatever, I'm just chill like that. I can't help but be. Aw, man. God damn it. That was the opposite of my really good toss from yesterday. Oh shit. Okay. Da, 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 da. Somebody requested some Johnny Cash, and I'm trying to think if I know anything besides Folsom Prison Blues. There's a man going around taking names, and he decides who to free and who to blame. Everybody won't be treated all the same. There'll be a golden ladder reaching down when the man comes around. The hair on your head will stand up in the power in each sip and in each sup. Will you partake of that last offered cup? Or something to the potter's grounds when the man comes around. Hear the trumpets, hear the pipers, 100 million angels singing, multitudes are marching to that big kettle drum, voices crying, voices playing. Some are living, some are dying. It's Alpha and Omega, kingdom come. And the whirlwind is in thorn trees. The virgins are all trimming their wicks. The whirlwind is in thorn trees. It's hard for thee to kick against the pricks. How about that? Oh, Pat the Bunny? I actually did a Pat song a minute ago, but I could do another one. On Monday, I took the car. What's the what? How does it go? On Monday, I do the laundry at the 24-hour place next to the Dollar Tree. I know that I could walk, but God, I love to drive. Thought about calling and asking forgiveness, but lately I'm afraid of the dog that I live with. I guess I'll just take it one thing at a time. Da da da, da 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 da. You want to hear that one? What is that song for a supermarket parking lot? Something like that. Do I know any Neutral Milk Hotel? Okay, yes. So now we've got 2 requests lined up. If you guys are liking this, make sure you super chat. If you've got the money to, dude, it really does, helps the algorithm, helps the channel, but also just lets me know that I'm doing something right, But, yeah, so, yeah. On Monday, I do my laundry at the 24-hour place next to the Dollar Tree. I know that I could walk, but God, I love to drive. Thought about calling and asking forgiveness, but lately I'm afraid of the dog that I live with. I I guess I'll just take it one thing at a time. Da da da, da 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 da, da da da, da da da. On Wednesday, down on the corner, drinking like he was already a goner. Said he'd like to quit. Nick told me that he'd like to quit if he could grow a spine. Said when you talk like that, it makes me real nervous that you won't invite me to your funeral service. Put down your fucking chips, let's play for keeps this time. Da da da, da 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 da, da da da, da da da. Da 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 da. That might be all of it I can remember, to be honest with you. There is one more line that I remember. On Thursday, I called Vanessa and I told her that I left the rent on the dresser. Wasn't even half of 3 weeks late this time. Thought about Jesse on Tuesday morning. Last time I knew he was still strung out in Portland. I could call and ask, but fuck, I know he'd lie. Da da da. Okay, somebody requested Neutral Milk Hotel though. And oh boy, which one do I go with is the real question. Do I bore you with one you've heard already? Do I bore you with one you've heard a million times, or do I hit you with one that you're not expecting? I emptied and seeping through always the ones I want for you. So pretty. Fuck, it's been so long since I played that one, I'm forgetting some of the words. So and please don't leave me. Yeah, no, I can't remember that one as well as I thought I did. But I can remember a few other unconventional ones that aren't usually played. Do it, boy, all floating in black. The sun, it has passed, now it's blacker than black. I can hear as you tap on your jaw. I am listening to hear where you are. I am listening to hear where you are. with flowers and lights, creating a radio play just for two in the room with the room across her face. Through the music she sweet, through the music she sweetly displays sounds of secrets and sparkle of wait for a lover that's floating as she floats across her face. And in the dark, dark we will take. In the dark we will take. Fuck, where am I going wrong? Dark, we will take off your clothes and tracing fingers down the notches in your spine. And when all is breaking, everything that you... Fuck, dude. God damn. It has been so long since I busked as a living that it is becoming harder and harder for me to access some of these songs. But I also listen to less music than I used to. So I'm like running into that problem as well. You know? I played as much of it as I could stumble through. The only girl I ever loved was born with roses in her eyes. But they buried her alive one evening, 1945, with just her sister at her side. And only weeks before the drums all came and rained on everyone. Now she's a little boy in Spain playing pianos, filled with flames on empty rings around the sun. All scream to say, green has come. Now we must pack up every piece of this life we used to love, just to keep ourselves at least enough to carry on. And you'll ride the circus wheel with your dark brother at your side. Said it was good to be alive, but now he rides a Cummins train and won't be coming back again. The earth looks better from a start, it's way above from where you are. He didn't mean to make you cry when stars ring and bullets fly on empty rings around the sun. All scream to say our dreams have come. Now we must pack up every piece of the life we used to love, just to keep ourselves at least enough to carry on. And here's where your mother sleeps, and here is the room where your colors were born. Indentations in the sheets where their bodies once moved but don't move anymore. And it's so sad to see the world agree that they'd rather see their faces filled with flies, all when I'd want to see white roses in their eyes. Rest in peace, Anne Frank, and all other victims of the Nazi Holocaust. May something that evil never transpire again. I call you now, tell you I'm thinking of you. Does me no good when the phone is just blocking my view. I would say that to you. Yes, I would say that to you. What's up, Lady Ray? And I would come back and admit that it wasn't your fault. But I'm tired and unwilling to be the only one who was wrong. I would say that to you. Yes, I would say that to you. Yes, I would say that to you. Excuse me. Well, I'll be sailing on your deep green island. I think it was blue, actually. Well, I'll be sailing on your deep blue island. Well, I'll be sailing on your deep blue island. Well, I'll be sailing on your deep green blue, something somewhat colorized. Sorry, I had to fucking change the mood, dude. I was getting depressed. Dude, I will just lead myself down a rabbit hole like that. I've been asleep, but I saw you streaming, figured I'd join you for a minute. Right on, right on. Yeah, I mean, I assume we've still got plenty of battery left. Yeah, I've got 50%, fucking 6% battery left. I do need to get some more wood, though. Do need to get some more wood, though. Dude, I will just fucking sing myself or think myself into a depressive hole, and I have to intervene in that shit before I do it, because otherwise I'll just fucking be a sad sack on live. That's never a good look. Not to say I've never engaged in it before. Because I sure enough have. But that don't mean it's something you should do. Just because I do it doesn't mean you should. In fact, it should be a cautionary tale. If anything. Oh. We're going to do this. I'm going to set this so that when it inevitably burns and then collapses, then I can just push the remainder back into the thingy. Oh my god, I'm so smart. I'm literally a genius. Why hasn't NASA hired me yet, y'all? Do they not see my obvious genius? I fucking put a piece of wood on a fireplace, right? But I put it such that when it burns down to like the part where it, like, you know, because the whole thing won't fit in there, right? So I put it so that I can put the other end of it in there. NASA, hit me up. I'm your girl. Where? Oh my god, dude. There it is. I'm retarded about my vapes sometimes, y'all. It's not a bad look on Paul. Sometimes when people get in their feelings, it makes for a good conversation. I mean, yeah, like, I feel like it's sometimes made for okay conversation over here, too. But I think part of the problem is that when I get in my feelings, I kind of get a little quiet and shit, you know? And I genuinely don't think I'm as good at talking about my feelings as Paul is. Just gonna say it. But he's also been through way more talk therapy than I have, you know? He's way more used to the practice. I do think, though, that I'm gonna relight this blunt. We're gonna puff on it for a while before we resume the playing. If indeed it will relight, which is not a guarantee. He has more experience doing it. Well, exactly, yeah. Yeah, way more. Way more. Digging me playing guitar? I ain't got mad skills. There's a friend of mine that came in here the other night that has mad skills. Talk to that motherfucker about mad skills. I sincerely want to get him on stream, but I want to fucking bust it on him, dude. I already have a trip to Missouri coming up. I need to get up there for a bunch of different reasons. It's just been postponement after postponement. So it'll probably be sometime in the spring, if I had to guess, when I'll be able to get out there. But I do want to eventually be able to get out to Missouri and be able to meet up with him. And I don't know, dude. We've got to stream some shit. I hate to do like an IRL streaming thing, but I don't know. I think Guitar Center lets you record in there. Not record, but like record video and shit. I think. Why would I hate it? What did I say I would hate? Why would I hate it? Why would I hate it? What did I say I would hate? I'm such a fucking retarded stoner that I already forgot what I said I would hate. Oh, IRL streaming. Because it's got a bad reputation and because I don't want to inconvenience anybody else's day or seem like a fucking weirdo, you know? That's all. It's not because I think there's anything wrong with the practice if done correctly. Honestly, I think that just streaming in and of itself, I mean, you're constantly under surveillance these days. I don't think there's any expectation of privacy in public. So I really don't have any problem with the practice. And I wouldn't feel like I'm committing a moral wrong by doing so. But I would feel kind of self-conscious, at least at first. But I don't know. It could be interesting. But I do definitely want to get him on stream at some point in some kind of situation where we've got access to fucking musical instruments. You know, it'd be cool. I don't know if this is something that already exists on Airbnb, but I wonder if there are Airbnbs that cater to this exact need. Like musicians need to go somewhere. I bet there are. Dude, I bet there are Airbnbs that cater to this exact need. Creatives need to meet up somewhere. And so there's probably different kinds too, dude. Ones with like that are set up for podcasters to be able to set shit up and make shit look good, to record some in-person stuff or whatever, host a debate, whatever the case may be, or where you've got like a bunch of guitars and a drum set and that kind of thing, so a band can meet up and do some practice there, record some stuff or whatever. I bet that exists. All right, the fake crackhead is boring. Thank you. I was gonna entertain him for a second, and I was like, all right, this fucking fucker is boring. Dude, I gotta learn not to pack my shit so tight. But I really don't know how else to roll, though, dog. I really don't know. Yeah, I mean, that was my thing. I was hoping they'd be a little funnier. I was hoping that the roleplay would go somewhere, but it didn't. Chris asked if I could sing some fucking Tori Amos. I can't sing. I can't sing any Tori Amos, but you said you were feeling her because you were feeling Elliott Smith, and I might actually be able to do some Elliott Smith if I think about it. I mean, I can do a bootleg version of Angelus. I can't do his fancy finger work, but I can do the chords. Ask and ye shall receive. Okay. Trying to remember how it begins. Someone's always coming around here, dreaming some new kid. Fuck. God damn it. That song is so complicated, but I know I'll get it if I keep trying. Someone's always coming around, dreaming some new kid. There we go. Someone's always coming around here, trailing some new kid. Says I seen your picture on $100 bill. And it's a game of, chance to you there is one of real skill. So glad to meet you, Andress. Selling out the ticket shows there's money to be made. Run, lose, gamble, that's the history of the trade. Did you add up all the cards left to play? Zero, sign up for people endless. Don't start me trying now. All over it, Angela. I can make you satisfied in everything you do. All your secret wishes could right now be coming true, and be forever with my poison arms around you. No one's gonna fool around with us. No one's gonna fool around with us. So glad to meet you, Angela. I fucking actually made it through the whole song. Yeah, the cricket is so offbeat, dude. He doesn't even know what he's doing. Motherfuckers, you know, like you're always hearing about the music of crickets. Well, listen to the little piece of shit. Like, do you think that motherfucker's keeping beat? Actually, it might be fun to think of a song. Aw, he stopped. I insulted him and he stopped. Now I feel really bad. Holy shit, thank you, Krista. Thanks for the sing-along. Aw. Well, thank you for the fucking $20. I really do appreciate that. That's really fucking kind of you. The Canadian 20, no less. Thank you so much. That's super fucking kind of you. And thank you, Frey, for the $5 as well. You guys are so fucking, like, you guys are being so nice tonight. I love you guys. Thank you so immensely. As always. I can't... Oh my god. There we go. I like to heart the, like, friendly super chats. All of them, but, you know. I have fat fingers. That's a hard song to play, but god damn it. Once I find the fucking chord pattern, I got it. to see if I still feel. I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. The needle tears a hole, the forgotten sting. Try to kill it all away, but I remember everything. What have I become? Fuck. What have I become? There we go. My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end, and you could have it all. My empire of shit, I will let you down. I will make you hurt. I wear my crown of thorns upon my lion's chair, full of broken thoughts I cannot bear. Beneath the face of time, the needle disappears. You are someone else. I am still right here. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end, and you could have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. I will make you hurt. If I could start again, a million miles away, I would keep myself. I would find a way. Oh, damn, I recognize those chords. How can you not? You know, that was some nice stuff. Thank you. Do you know any songs from K-pop Demon Hunters? No, I don't. That cover is good, but I like Trent's OG version. Well, I tried to kind of meld them in my cover. That's what I... I feel like my cover is basically the Johnny Cash version with a healthy homage to the original. Because I don't know which one I like better, honestly. I like them both pretty good. And honestly, Frey was what inspired that, because I've heard Frey say before that that's a really beautiful, cover of that song, that it was already a really good song, you know? It's a song I know they like. I don't know if they're still lurking, but yeah, Frey, that one was for you if you were listening. Throw your like for it. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you. 70 fucking likes, man. That might be a new record, actually. Thank you, like all of you guys. Thank you immensely. If you've hit that like button, you are part of the reason why the stream fucking went anywhere, did anything tonight. So thank you guys. From what I can tell, Trent's a pretty cool motherfucker. Yeah, not honestly surprised that he did his own parody, dude. I have figured out something. Human throats must be at least partly adapted to occasionally ingesting ants. Because if, like, I will sometimes accidentally drink up some ants. It didn't happen that time. But I'm so used to it at this point, eventually happening, at least every other night, that I expect it kind of. I'm getting better about looking, but whatever. And every time I do, I try to spit as many out as I can, but there's always a couple that manage to bite my throat on their way down. But it doesn't hurt, really. It stings a little. It feels weird. But it doesn't hurt like the same way that it does when they bite. Like those same ants, if they bited me on my skin or something like that, it would itch. It would be so scratchy and itchy and fucking, ugh, I would hate it. But for some reason, they bite you on the throat. Doesn't, like, I'm sure if you ate like a whole fucking nest full of ants, it would probably hurt quite a bit, but like 2 or 3 accidentally ingested. So, like, what is the answer there? Is, like, the human throat, like, partly developed for that? Or, like, is it just, like, an accident of evolution or what? It tickles almost, yeah. I wouldn't say it tickles. It's like an irritation, but it doesn't, like, pain is not, I don't know how to put it. It's almost like having something stuck in your throat, but not feeling the obstruction. And it's like a tickling kind of, it's indescribable. You'll just have to eat a couple ants to see what I mean. No, I'm kidding. That's a joke, YouTube. I'm kidding. Don't eat ants. It's bad. I mean, unless you are in a culture where eating ants is normal, then eat all the ants you want. Because you know how to prepare them. I don't. I'll pass, lol. Yeah, I'll take your word for it, Phoebes. Yeah. Dude. I better be glad I'm not wall cow status, because that would be a meme. That would be... that. But, dude, that's like... The thing is, I don't think I'll ever reach that status. Not that status meaning like that's some like high aspiration to get to, but I don't think I'll ever like be that kind of person, because I'm too apt to just turn it off or be like, all right, well, I'm not going to cover that with a 10-foot pole. Fucking, nuclear policy on comments and chats related to that topic. Move on from that, You were trying, crawling on your knees towards it, making mama so proud, but your voice was too loud. You like to watch me laughing, intense, fear consequences. Show yourself, take only what you need from me. Family of trees longing to be haunted. Show yourself, take only what you need towards it. Family of trees wanted to be haunted. The water is warm, but it's sending me shivers. The baby is born, crying out for attention. You like to watch me laughing. Decisions of a man. Fuck, I can't remember the words there. Fuck. I like that song, but I can't remember all the words. What's your favorite song to play? Enjoy yourself? Ooh, what's my favorite song to play? Favorite song to play. So many good candidates. What is my absolute favorite to play? It's called For an Old Kentucky Anarchist. It's about many of the kinds of women that I'm sure we've all met in our life. Those of us who are like from the South and the Midwest, who've met, crazy, chill old Southern people. This one goes out to my mom. I always say that because she's one of those types. High upon a forgotten mountaintop lay a garden, untended and dry. 'Twas a yard that had seen children's feet running since the mother long ago taught her children how to fly. Within a simple cabin, untouched by industrial hands, sat the aged mother in her home. I can't escape the picture frames, there's too many, she said. They keep me from being all alone, yeah. Well, she spoke, he was an honest man. He worked hard to put food on our plates. Well, we had more babies than we had arms. We struggled all our lives, but the rewards were great. And when my son came home from the war, he rested his head on my breast and said, "Mom, I'm tired of being used and grinded down. Man, I feel so alone. Can you make me feel like I'm the best?" Well, my best friend truly wed a savage man. He wore her like a bad tattoo, for his only love was for a bottle She said there's only one thing left for me to do, to be wild once again and take back my life. I'll run away, set flames to his truck. He won't ever know he's been missing. I did every day, joy, freedom, dance, and love. Yeah, yeah, dance and love. These were the stories that this mother spoke to me as I brought her garden back to grow. I was rewarded with a warm meal. Tales never to be heard, some called it poverty, but they'll never know. She said, honest, that's my stories and the soul guitar. My crops have all come and gone away. I've got a head full of recipes enticing to the taste, and a liking to wake up and greet the day. Got a bad back from raising my children, from hugging my husband so tight. But I never cared much for any government. I've got my witchcraft when I feel the time is right. Singing I'm the richest I'll ever be. I embrace the world I have all around me. So sing a dying song and slap your knee. Have a taste of true anarchy. No, it's called a cow. Hey Bella, you're a skinwalker. And those are goats that are playing back there. And yes, that was Kids by MGMT. No, I wasn't spooked. I was just making eye contact with her so that she knows, I ain't got nothing for you. I am trying to keep an eye on him because I don't want him fucking with the chicken pen that's also in here. Dude, I can't believe one of the dipshits on the Snarker subs tried to fucking shame me for Chex Notes being the third generation of smallholder of a smallholder farming family in rural America. Where I come from, that's pretty fucking cool shit, but I guess not to everybody. Anyway, I think we're done with the guitar for now. Probably getting pretty low on battery, honestly. Well, we're at 33%. That's not entirely low. There's this woman on IG by the name of Lacey Evans who makes videos about her hobby farm and capitalizes on the hate of random men, much like you. Dude, I should reach out. Maybe we could do some collaborative content. I need to get this place kind of in order, though. It's just hard. But I will say my son is getting to the age where I can, like, probably just carry him in his little carrier and do a whole lot of stuff out here. Well, not only is he getting to the age where that's okay, but it's also, like, the temperatures are getting to where it's not so hot that I don't want to risk having him outside for too long, you know? No, this sounds like a ligma. This sounds like a ligma, dude. I can't piece it out. You know, I can't puzzle it out, but this reads like a ligma. All I can subscribe if you say Samson is a hobbit. Samson is a hobbit. I don't know what that means, but good on you or sorry for your loss or whatever. Man, that reads like a ligma. Everything in my body tells me that was a ligma that I just fell for. I do have to ask, though, what do you guys think about the DNC? Just curious, you know. It's been a while since I've taken the chat's temperature on this. What are you guys' thoughts on the DNC? Fuck the DNC? I think you mean take a look at this D and see these nuts. Take a look at this D and see these nuts. I actually like Paul's version a little better. When he stole it from me, he said, suck this D and see these nuts. Oh, shit, dude. That is literally the best ligma I've ever invented. That is the best ligma I've ever come up with. That might be the only ligma I've actually come up with. But it's fucking clever as shit. Because you can get all kinds of political wonks with that one. It is pretty good, isn't it? Trump, yo daddy. Maybe he's yours. No president is my daddy, bro. That shit is weird. You MAGA types need to get over that shit. Like, I was never a Biden supporter, but say what you will about Democrats, they don't walk around head to toe in Biden merch, right? You guys wear MAGA like it's the fucking freshest new cologne. Yeah, no, I have no advice for that question. No, I just don't have that high a sex drive, so I really am useless when it comes to questions of like, how should I lessen my sex drive? I'm like, I don't know. Maga needs to find healthier ways to exercise her daddy kinks. That's kind of what I'm saying. Dude, like, just get a dom. Are you camping? No. No. Sitting in a pasture, actually. Multi-use kind of pasture area, I guess you'd say. Backyard. Basically. Someone unliked the stream, god damn it. What a piece of shit. How dare they take back their like. Dude, sometimes I swear to God, chat can be boring as shit sometimes. I guess I'll just riff on Chris's comments some more. I really wish Maga would find some way to exercise their daddy kink a little more safely, you know, like less to the detriment of the entire American people, because their need for an authoritarian daddy figure is leading to the deprivation of civil rights of like thousands of people, and I would argue is also contributing to ongoing conflict worldwide. I read this bogus news article the other day, by the way, saying that one of the things that the left does wrong and the Democrats do wrong by extent, you know, or actually, I don't remember which order it had it in, but basically it was saying that one of the things people on the left, all people on the left, anything left of center, one thing that they do wrong, apparently, according to this article, is focusing too much on international issues, focusing too much on what's going on in foreign countries. And I got about halfway through it and I just realized, I was like, this is just propaganda. Dude, this is literally, but this is like super subversive propaganda, because this is propaganda that's not meant to counter any kind of narrative about those conflicts. It's literally meant to counter the idea that you should give a fuck at all. It's meant to counter the very idea of talking about it, which is kind of fucking brilliant in a weird kind of cynical way. The Uniparty loves voter apathy. Oh yeah, they do. Yeah, no, they definitely do. They love voter apathy, but they also, I think, recognize they fear its potential, lady. I'm gonna call you Ray because calling you lady sounds like kind of rude. So I'm gonna call you Ray. But that's what they care about, Ray. Is they care about or I'm sorry, that's the real dynamic in my opinion. They they love voter apathy on the one hand, but you also have to think about the other hand where they actually kind of fear its potential, in that apathetic voters are that reason might be able to be tapped into. Um, and this is one of the reasons why you hear so much fucking argumentation against third parties coming out of the Uniparty, right? Is not only does it jeopardize their ability to continue ruling the fucking country and continuing to suck massive amounts of money out of the working class, but it also means that they have to sway less people. It's a complex thing for them, because it means they have to sway less people, because you know, less people actually voting So they have, less effort has to be undertaken in the act of getting their legislation passed or their politicians voted in, because they don't actually have to appeal to the entire electorate. But they fear this 35% of people that didn't vote in 2024. They fear them. They fear their potential. There's nothing the Uniparty fears more than the idea that people will eventually get wise to their bullshit and start voting for an independent movement or a third party. There's nothing that scares them more, and they will do everything in their power to prevent that from happening, but it is possible. Don't let anyone tell you different. Would have to be a very specific strategy. It would take a lot of work. But I would argue that the Republicans are working awfully hard to make the country worse. I think it's time leftists start working to make the country better. Because that's what we're best at. Making something new out of the ruins of what is rotten. We need to, one of the central points of that needs to be coalescing around a third party movement or an independent movement. Something that isn't tied to this two-party duopoly, because if we can get them in office, then we can start to talk about actually, like the people who want to reform the Republican or Democratic parties can start to have a real fucking voice in those parties, because then they're actually going to have to fucking compete. Because if an independent or a third-party movement gets into the fucking White House, the chances that you'll be able to convince them to change the way our voting works and to make the Electoral College a thing of the past, that the chances of that get exponentially higher. But it's not going to happen in the two-party system. That's the fucking system that keeps them in place. You think they're going to legislate it out of existence? No. You have to fight it from without, or you can't fight it at all. Are you trans? Yes. I think that started to finally happen. I genuinely agree. I think it is starting to get pretty close to happening. I don't think we're there quite yet, but why do they insist on all caps like it's 2007 and just got the Facebook? Yeah, I don't know either. It is always really jarring, though. But yeah, I don't know if third parties are the future. I hope that abundant parties are the future. I want to be like Britain, where we've got like 7 fucking parties vying for any one position at any given time. Especially because our whole government is elected in theory. Well, not our whole government. A lot of positions are appointed by who you elect. And there's a long confirmation process and things like that. But you know what? We would get so much more done in this country if we addressed some of the problems that exist with the way we do democracy in the country, which is designed to empower billionaires and the corporations they own and control over the rest of us. Give their voice more weight. Give their voice more influence. And all of these things, every single one of them, can be changed with a decent fucking policy. Yeah, dude, literally. There are 12 fucking people watching you fail. You picked the worst time to fail. You should have failed an hour ago when there were like 80 people hanging out. Out on a date in my daddy's car. We hadn't driven very far. There in the road, straight ahead, a car was stalled. The engine was dead. I couldn't stop, so I swerved to the right. I'll never forget the sounds at night. The burning tires, the busting glass, the painful scream that I heard last. Oh, where can my baby be? The Lord took her away from me. She's gone to heaven, so I've got to be good, so I can see my baby when I leave this world. Well, when I woke up, the rain was pouring down. There were people standing all around. Something warm running in my eye, but somehow I found my baby that night. I held her close, I kissed her last kiss. I said, hold me, darling, for a little while. I held her close, I kissed her last kiss. I found the love I knew I would miss. Now she's gone, even though I held her tight. I lost the love of my life that night. Oh, where can my baby be? The Lord took her away from me. She's gone to heaven, so I've got to be good, so I can see my baby when I leave this world. Ooh, 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 ooh. Dude, it's funny. Everybody knows that is a Pearl Jam song, but it's actually way older than that. It's like from the 60s or something like that. 50s maybe even. Real sad song though. Real sad song. Oh my god, that's a sad song. But you know what's fucked up? My mom used to sing that to me as a lullaby. Now I sing it to my little man as a lullaby sometimes. I actually don't think it's fucked up. I think it's kind of cool. Now you know where I got my edge from, you know? Yeah, it's a cover, yep. And horror movies, I'm not nearly as big a fan of them as somebody like Paul, but I do like a good horror movie. I'm not big into gore, and these days I figured out something about myself. I'm really not big into like anything where kids are gonna be getting hurt. And I know that sounds like pussy shit, but dude, and I'm sure maybe I'll grow out of it at some point. I don't know, but I can't handle it right now. Literally, like I just can't do it. Dude, I don't know if you guys were watching the Onion Nuggets the other night, but I literally got sick to my stomach when I saw the way that preacher was baptizing that baby. I wanted to hurl. Dude, I had to skip that segment. I had to fucking go on. I literally could not watch it. I wanted to hurl, and then I got blind with rage. I was like, where is this priest? Where is this priest? Dismantle this church. I was like seething rage mad. So I can't do it, dude. I wanted, I wanted to do horrible, untold things to that priest. Yeah, for sure. It definitely has for me, at least. My dad played Janie's Got a Gun for me. That's my fucked up lullaby. Nice, nice, nice. Dude, I wonder if you did a study of all like edgy people, like what I would consider edgy people, alternative kind of goth, emo, edgy, whatever you want to call us, right? all his fucking rejects. If you fucking, I ought to ask Frey about it one of these days. Yeah, I bet TJ has some fucking, you know, he's probably got, I don't know, dude. They have never actually talked about the lullabies that may or may not have been sang to them as a kid. At least if she has, I don't think I've heard them talk about it, so, you know. You know, I like the fact that TJ has, like, all pronouns listed on their, like, Discord thing, I think. I think they've had all pronouns going for a while, and I use all fucking 3 of the major ones for Frey. And I like the fact they have multiple names, too. I just like, you know, like, them as a concept is almost as cool as them as a friend. Genuinely. I'm a precious soul. Okay. Alright, I'll take it. Thanks. My mom used to play like Alice in Chains and 90s metal when I was younger. Dude, see what I mean? Can't find a way to kill him yet. Eyes burn with stinging sweat. Seems like each road just leads to nowhere. But I gotta tell you, there is a song I way prefer by Alice in Chains. And this will be the song I play us out with, basically. Chase missprinted lines. Waste up half the time, and yet I find this battle alone. No place to go home. Lift up summer's rain. Privacy's red. And yet I find repeating in my head. If I can't be my own, I'd feel better dead. Ooh, if you want to see a really fucking good, like a pre-transition cover of that song that me and my friend Colin did, probably actually like 6 months before I came out as trans, ironically. But it was technically pre-transition, so it's an interesting look into my life before, you know. But if you want to see that, me playing that song a couple of years ago with said friend, that friend is an amazing bassist, and they accompanied me on a cover of that song. We had a band going back then. Chris Cornell. That's the dude from Counting Crows, isn't it? Or am I thinking of somebody else? Step out the front door like a ghost into the fog where no one notices the contrast of white on white. And in between the moon and you, the angels get a better view of the crumbling difference between wrong and right. And I walk in the air, in the wild, there and back again, where I don't know. The seller says she's dying. In a door I hear her crying. Something, something when she's nervous. Round here, we always stand up straight. Round here, something radiates. God, that's a good song. Was a one-horn, one-eyed, flying purple people eater. One-horn, one-eyed, flying purple people eater. One-horn, one-eyed, flying purple people eater. Sure looks fine to me. That's all I know of it. Man, music used to be weird, dude. Music used to be hella weird. Music used to be so fucking weird. It still is weird in some ways. Music used to be hella weird, dog. Hella weird. Anyway, I'm done. Oh, shit. Anyway. Yeah, I'm a bit warm, actually. It's cool out here, but it's really nice with this fire. But I'm, I think I'm done. Yeah. Thank you guys for hanging out, of course. Thank you to everybody who hit that like button. Somebody get us back up to 70 before we tip out. That would be really nice. But thank you to everybody who super chatted. You know, you guys make this all worth it. Literally, you know. Man, I'm just zoning out. Yeah, so somebody did it. Yay, look at that. So long ago on my screen, but like the stream. Oh, yeah, hell yeah. Good night, everybody. I will see you guys later. Thank you guys for hanging out. Bye-bye.